Hi, I'm your Scream Queen Poppy and welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about a film called The Ruins, which came out in 2008. It's 93 minutes long and it is rated an 18, so just be cautious when watching this one. The box office for this film is $22.9 million. A quick summary for this film. A leisurely Mexican holiday takes a dark turn when a group of friends agree to follow a fellow tourist to a remote archaeological dig deep in the jungle. This film was written by Scott B. Smith and is based off a novel by the same name from 2006 that was also written by Scott B. Smith. This film was directed by Carter Smith, and a fun fact about this film, Ben Stiller was one of the executive producers. Some notable cast mentions for this film include Jenna Malone, Shawn Ashmore and Joe Anderson. The theme of this film is horror/adventure, and it also has themes such as being a creature feature. It has elements of body horror. It's definitely a sci-fi horror, and I think it even could fall into folklore horror. Some bits I really like about this film. The script does a really good job of telling the story. It is a fantastically done script. It doesn't drag on too long. It tells everything it needs to really well. It just does a really good job of elaborating the plot of this film for you. I really enjoyed the language barrier between the characters, which I won't go into too much detail about in case you want to watch it for yourself. But the issues of communication make it a lot more tense because you know what's going on, but you know that the characters have no way of communicating with each other what's going on. It has a really fantastic, unique plot that I just adored. It's a really different take on creature feature horror, which again, I won't go into too much detail about here, but there's an involvement of vines, which is just frightening. It also has a really great and meaningful use of gore and horror. All the gore and horror elements of these films are done to drive the plot further, and they are done with intent, which is something I really love when I watch horror. And also, again, not to go into too much details, but there's big themes of mimicry in this film, and the use of mimicry is really frightening. It's taunting and scary to the characters, and it's just so grim to watch. Some bits I don't like. When talking about the mimicry, I don't feel like it was utilised to the fullest extent it maybe could have been. There were certain characters that were really penalised with the use of mimicry in this film, and there were others that were barely touched with it, and I think if it had been used against all of the characters, that could have made it even scarier. I also really didn't like part of the ending of this film. The idea of martyring is something I really hate in horror. I think if everyone can try and survive, or, as many people as possible, they should try. I don't feel like characters should need to martyr themselves for each other, which again isn't necessarily what happens here. I don't want to go into too much detail, but it just annoys me. Otherwise though, I really enjoyed this film. I don't have a lot of negatives about this film. I think it's an underrated gem that I don't know that many people have actually heard of or watched for themselves. Some similar films for me. The sheer gore and violence when it is utilised in this film reminds me of things like the Evil Dead remake and also the Saw series. Not in the same way, but they kind of parallel with the kind of gore that is in this film, and also like the kind of body horror that's in this film. Talking about plants and horror, I have to mention The Happening from 2008, which is another fantastic take on a plant creature feature. Again, utilised in a very different way in The Ruins, but I don't think that should take away from what a unique concept this is. And also talking about plant horrors, I also have to mention Little Shop of Horrors from 1986 because of course I do. Moving on to the ratings, this film had a very mid reception. Rotten Tomatoes gave this a 5 out of 10, with the audience giving it a 3 out of 10, but I really actually don't think that's very fair to this film. It was a really good film. It's not the best horror out there, and it's very much of its time, but I really do love this film, and I don't feel like those ratings are justified. Personally, I give this film a 7 out of 10. I mean, if you catch me on the right day, I might even go as high as an 8. I really enjoy this film a lot, and I've rewatched it many times. And it's just as grisly and kind of takes you aback watching it again as it did the first time. But that's it for now. If you've watched this, please let me know what you think, because this is a little fan favourite of mine and I can't wait to hear what you think about this. If you haven't seen it, obviously I implore you to go and watch it for yourselves. It's worth watching. But if for whatever reason this isn't something you'd enjoy watching for yourself, I have done a longer form video over on my channel where I delve into full detail about the plot and talk about my thoughts and opinions and the themes of the film. So if you'd rather listen to me harp on about the film on YouTube, go and have a look. But if not, go and watch this for yourself, because I promise you will enjoy it. But anyway, if you like this video, please leave me a like, leave me a comment and let me know what you think, and subscribe for more because I have so many more films to talk about with you guys. If you have anything you'd like to see me talk about, leave me a comment and let me know. But thank you guys as always so much for watching. Have a fantastic evening and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.